こんにちは。Kanji Hunter. Welcome back, Kanji Hunters. My name is Tom, and I am here to talk to you about Japanese kanji, its etymology, where it came from, and maybe make it seem just a little less overwhelming for you people who are trying to learn Japanese as a second language. Don't forget to subscribe to Ghost of Matsubara and smash that notification bell. Today, I'd like to talk to you about 3 kanji that look very similar. These 3 kanji are Kobushi, ageru, and homeru. Kobushi means fist. Ageru means to raise. And homeru means to praise. So, fist, raise, praise. First, let's take a look at these 3 kanji. As you can see here, these 3 kanji, Kobushi, ageru, and homeru, they look very similar. And if you remember from any of our previous episodes, you can see a couple radicals that you might already recognize. In Kobushi, you can see the kanji or the radical for hand. Ageru, again, you can see the kanji radical for hand. And then over here in homeru, praise, you can see the kanji radical for iu, or to say. But at the top of these kanjis, we have these other radicals, right? That's actually only 2 radicals. Same ones for raise and praise, and then a different one here for fist. So, let's talk about these. First, we'll look at Kobushi. As we said, Kobushi means fist. And as we said again, te is hand, okay? And again, you need a hand to make a fist. Makes sense. Anyway, at the top here, we've got this very strange radical that I had to look up as to how to explain this. Okay, and this is what I got. If you look over here on the right, I've written the archaic form. Now, you don't see this in modern Japanese, but way back thousands of years ago in the ancient Chinese text, it would have looked like this. And so what you have here are these actually 3 hands at the bottom here, okay? 1 5-fingered hand, and then 2 hands kind of reaching in like this. Now, this figure at the top is not so obvious, but what I found when I looked this up was that this is actually supposed to represent the claws of a wild animal, right? Now, most times when people are making a fist, it's usually either in self-defense, aggressive violence. So the way to think about this is the human hand acting like the claw of an animal, right? And I know we're not doing this, we're doing this, but the best way to remember Kobushi with this strange radical at the top is a hand like the claw of a wild animal, because that's where you're going to be doing your damage. Kobushi! Alright, now the next 2 are a little more related, so they're a bit easier to explain, I think. But first, we've got to look at that radical that is sitting atop of both of them, okay? And I said before that in both ageru and homeru, it's that same radical at the top. So what is that radical? What does it mean? Okay, so as you can see here, the radical is this, but it comes from this kanji. Now this kanji, the onmyoji, is ko or kyo, and you might know this from kofun, right, which is to be excited about something, or kyomi, to be interested in something, okay? But what does that mean? Well, it means, from the dictionary, it means to entertain, revive, interest, or some sort of pleasure. But it's a little more, it makes a bit more sense if you look at the verb form, which is okosu. Right, now in okosu, as you can see, we've got to vitalize, to invigorate, to energize, to revive, or promote. Okay, so you're putting energy into something somehow, right? You're putting focused energy into something, all right? Now, if we look at the archaic form, I've written it down here in the bottom left, all right? What you see here actually is 4 hands around this center point. And this center point is the same as the modern kanji for onaji, which means the same as. All right, so many hands working towards the same goal, right? All right, and that's actually what I wrote down here. Many hands working towards the same goal. So, you're putting energy into something. You're invigorating something. You're vitalizing something, right? Or even you're promoting something. Okay, so let's add this radical to these 2 ideas, these 2 other kanji. In the case of ageru, or the intransitive form agaru, right? Now, ageru means to lift something, right? Or to raise something, to go up, to ascend, all right? The transitive form of this would be ageru. Now, if a verb is transitive, that means that you are working with a direct object, okay? So, for example, pen wo ageru, right? Te wo ageru, right? You're raising something, okay? The intransitive form would be agaru, right? And that means it's kind of raising or rising of its own accord, right? But if you think about it that way, right? What we said before, focused energy, vitalizing, right? If the energy goes into the hand goes up. Sorry, you went off camera. The hand goes up. All right? And I just do want to say as a side note, you will also see this idea, agaru and ageru, represented with the other kanji, which means ue, or above, right? And that makes sense too. But I wanted to focus on this kanji today because it looks so similar to the other 2, okay? Anyway, so that's ageru and agaru, to raise, to rise. Now, finally, let's take a look at homeru, which means to praise or to speak well of. Here, we've got the same radical at the top, all right, that comes from ko or kyo. And again, it means to invigorate, to add energy to, or to focus energy, even promote, revitalize, right? And again, what are we revitalizing? What are we promoting? What are we adding energy to? We're adding energy to the words, all right? So here, homeru, to praise, to commend, to compliment, to speak well of, right? So if you're speaking well of someone, hometeru, right? You're adding positive, good energy into the words that you're speaking about that person. Homeru. All right. So that's what we've got. We've got 3 kanji that look very similar, but now you know where they come from and how they're different. So we've got kobushi, ageru, homeru. Fist, raise, praise. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you would like to see more future episodes, of course, please subscribe to Ghost of Matsubara, smash that notification bell. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Here are the links, and please follow along. Also, don't forget to check out the webpage kanjihunter.com. If you're interested in Japanese lessons, I offer those. I also offer fixer services to anyone who is coming here to Japan, and if you need some advice, some life coaching about how to get through all the strangeness about living here, I can help you out. I've been here for over 16 years, and I have a master's degree in Japanese. Do not hesitate to contact me. If you've been watching Kanji Hunter and following along, I'm sure you have realized that I'm not the most consistent YouTuber, but I do absolutely love making these Kanji Hunter videos, and I absolutely love teaching Japanese to people who are interested in learning it. So, subscribe to Ghost of Matsubara, smash that notification bell, and until next time, mata ne!